Hello, thank you for tuning in to today's episode. My name is Gavin and I am the audiophile wannabe, and I'm very excited today to talk to you about the installation of the GR Research tube connectors into the back of the Klipsch Forte ones that have shown you in a couple of previous videos. So very excited to go over this. I'll show you some photographs of what they look like during the installation process, and then at the end we'll talk about the results. These are what the tube connectors look like. They're just sitting on my desk at the moment before installation. And I'll pull up this photo right here where I put a yellow arrow designating or demonstrating the portion of the tube connector that actually comes out. And as you can see here in the photo left, these are the portions of the tube connectors that do come out. And as you can see here, let me go to this photo, where the arrow is pointed from left to right. The idea is to take the speaker wire and insert from the left all the way to the right to where the tip of the wire touches the tip of the tube. And once the wire has made it to the end of the tube, at that point you can crimp where this yellow arrow designates towards the back of the tube. And then after crimping, obviously you want to solder and then finish with the heat shrink, make it look nice and neat, and protect that copper, not let any air get to the speaker wire. So after showing the tube connectors, I wanted to show you the back of the Forte, which that's nothing really new to show you there. You've probably seen those. And of course took out the speaker wires. That's the cup that we're about to take out, and then to begin to install the new tube connectors. And here we can see the cup is uninstalled. I believe it's sitting on top of the speaker, not in plain sight, obviously. But the wires are out and getting ready to strip the wires and prepare them to join to the tube connectors. So now the wires are stripped, and I stripped about 1.5 inches or a little more to give a little extra length. I did not install these per the design intent. I sort of modified my own work instructions, so to speak, because this job right now is going to be a temporary way of utilizing these tube connectors. These are installed currently with the Klipsch crossover still in the Forte, and in another few weeks, about a month or so, I will install the GR Research crossover. So this is temporary, so just keep that in mind as I explain what I did here. In this photo, you can see that I took one of the wires and basically folded it over 3 times to get a thicker wire that could insert into the back of the male portion of the tube connector insert. And as you can see here, the speaker wires are connected to the crossover that's currently in the cabinet. Those are the Klipsch crossovers. And since these are the male tube connector inserts, what I wanted to do is basically just use these into the back side of the tube connectors and use the banana plugs that are on the main speaker cables to insert on the front side. So now it's getting close to time to actually install the tube connectors, and I did run into not really a snag, but a little bit of a road bump, so to speak. So this is obviously not the cup. As you can see, this is rectangular. I pulled this off the internet, but the holes that you can see there in the Forte cup are actually maybe a mil to almost 2 mils bigger in diameter than the circumference of the actual tube or the cylinder on the tube connector. So there was a bit of play in the space between the tube connector and the Forte cup. So I had to get a little creative in making sure that the tube connectors stayed where they are supposed to be. But before I do show you that, just wanted to show you the back of the actual cup that I'm working with. So as you can see, those are the two. Actually, those are not original binding posts. The original owner had put in some aftermarket binding posts. So where you can see those two sticking out of that piece of plastic that the posts are in, the bolts, that whole piece came out, and then I could see that the holes the tube connectors would insert into were a bit too big, but just wanted to show you the back of the cup that I was working with. And as you can see here, I super glued the tube connectors in place to start working with them, and they look great, and they are definitely there for the moment, but just showing you this before I show you what the backside looks like. So feel free to laugh when you see the other side. I laugh thinking about it, but I've got a very robust, secure connection, that's for sure. Okay, here's the backside. Looks normal right now, but just wanted to show you what they look like from the backside before I got creative, as I said. So there's just one angle, slightly different angle coming up right there. They look great. As you can see, I think, yeah, you can see some space if you look close enough. Let me go back to that other photo. Really can't see much space right there. I put in as much super glue as I could to hold them in place. It kind of filled in the gaps, it looks like. Go back to the other photo one more time. But on that, just above the red cylinder on the left side, you can see where the light's shining in. All right, and there you go. So again, like I said, feel free to laugh if you want to. I took some JB Weld plastic bonder and caked that stuff on the back surface of that cup against the binding post, the tube connectors, to make sure that there was no play. And let me tell you, that stuff dried. It's pretty darn hard and feels very, very solid joined into that cup. So I've got confidence that those things aren't going anywhere. Not the prettiest job by any means, but got the job done very well, and they are robustly secured to the cup. And this photo is just to show you what I was talking about earlier when I was explaining that I was going to use the male insert connectors on the back end to place into the tube connector, since I'll be using the banana plugs that are on the GR Research speaker cables on the front side. Okay, the finished product. So when you look at it from the A surface, it looks beautiful. You'd never know that they were caked up with all that JB Weld plastic bonder on the backside, but they look great. They're very secure. The banana plugs on the speaker cables fit in beautifully. Very robust connection, and couldn't be happier with the outcome. Wrapping up, wanted to talk about the sound performance. How did they enhance or improve the sound? So if you saw my opening video for the channel, I talked about how with these Forte 1s, I've got an experiment going where I'm making a number of modifications. And the goal here with this project is to understand the significance or the benefit that each change has to make, whether it was dampening, the various components in the speakers, the cabinets, different crossovers, and now the tube connectors. I was pleasantly surprised at the benefit that they did bring to the difference in the sound. But the whole upper portion of the room became much clearer, and it was there were places in space, again, where on certain songs I could hear instruments much more clearly, much more defined, and the height of the soundstage did seem to go up a little bit, almost right up to the ceiling all across the room. So basically the soundstage was expanded. The mid-range and the upper mid-range did become more distinctly clear and refined, and was very noticeable. So for a $50 upgrade here, if you're looking to make some affordable improvements to your system, I would very much recommend this particular change, adding some tube connectors if you're just running standard cables or wires to your banana plugs that may have steel parts in them. Get those steel parts out of the signal path, get pure copper going, and you should expect to hear some difference. So would highly recommend these. Well, that's it for today's video. Just wanted to share with you my experience with the GR Research tube connectors. If you're looking to make an affordable upgrade, these are a fantastic route to go. So if you enjoyed the video, please click that like button and subscribe to the channel, as that will help the channel grow. Thank you again so much for watching. Appreciate your time and hope to see you next time. Have a great day. Take care.